Recently, a viewer asked us to comment on a home invasion that happened near Ottawa, Ontario. So I figured we'd take a look at it this week. Hello, my name's Nicholas Wansbutter. I'm a lawyer in Stratford, Ontario, Canada, and welcome to Don't Talk TV. So as usual, I'm extremely busy, so let's jump right into it. I've got a question here brought up by a viewer, and we're always happy to have those questions. So I'll just put this on screen here from Cam Evenson with the tag Old Guy Adventure on X. So Cam, thanks for watching and thanks for the question. Asked whether we've done a video on the family who shot 2 invaders and a third fled. So that's what I referenced in the preamble to a home invasion that happened near Ottawa. We haven't done a video on that yet, so we're going to do that. We're going to do that today. So let's have a look at the article and give a few thoughts on that. So here's the article that was commented on in the video that Cam was asking us about, titled 2 Shot Dead Following Attempted Home Invasion in South Glengarry. And as always, we'll link to the actual article down in the show description. Just go over some of the key points here. So Ontario Provincial Police say 2 people are dead following an attempted home invasion in rural Eastern Ontario. They were called to a home on Old Highway 2. I don't think the location matters too much, but the main thing here reports that 2 people have been shot. When officers arrived, they found 2 men dead inside the home. And they said that apparently 3 people tried entering the home, 2 were shot, and the third ran away. The police were unsuccessful in finding the third, so they say they're looking diligently to track them down. Now, I think this comment from the police may be one of the keys to the case here, where they said this was a targeted incident. So to me, targeted incident suggests that this is probably some kind of organized crime or criminal on criminal activity, because generally law-abiding citizens aren't targeted. Usually law-abiding citizens are the victims of random crime, and that doesn't appear to be the case here. Now, interestingly, what people have been asking about is that the residents of the home were not hurt, but taken into custody as part of the investigation, and a firearm was seized. But then the 2 people were released unconditionally, and no charges were laid. So that's kind of interesting as well. Now, one thing I'll point out is there seems to be an evolving narrative here that this was a family that got home invaded. The gentleman who asked us the question referenced a family, and I assume he got that from the video that he was referencing on X. I had a view of that video, not going to watch it on here in any detail, but this one here is what he's referencing. Well, take a quick look at that. This is the video here.
This is breaking news. 2 people have been shot dead following an attempted home invasion in South Glengarry. According to the police,
so I'm going to stop that there. I mean, basically, the guy just reads the article while yelling. Now, I mean, this is definitely a troubling situation, so don't blame the man for yelling. Home invasions never were a thing in Canada, but apparently are. Now, he referenced this being a family that was home invaded, but that's not mentioned in any of the articles I've seen. So I'm not so sure that it was a family that got home invaded. Again, especially going back to that targeted attack commentary. Again, that doesn't suggest to me just some random innocent family. That suggests there was some kind of beef between people that led to this targeted attack. And the question was raised in some of the follow-up comments about, that gentleman in Okotoks, someone was trying to steal his car. He fired a warning shot. He ended up getting charged, ended up getting sued. So how come that man gets charged and these people don't? Now, we know barely anything about the case, so it's extremely hard for me to give any kind of informed opinion on that. But just on the bare face of it, of what we see, the big difference, I think, is it sounds like the invaders here were actually inside the home and attacking the homeowner. That's a lot different from when the person is attacking your property, trying to steal your vehicle, and there's quite some distance away from you. Big difference between them. They've already breached the safety of your home. Your backup is up against the wall and you have no options. The police argument would probably be in Okotoks, or there was that other case that we've covered in Hamilton. Forget the name of the case off the top of my head, but that gentleman who was in the Army Reserves who got acquitted. I mean, that guy snuck up on the guys trying to steal his truck, ordered them to surrender. The guy turned around, thought he was going for a gun, so he shot him. Arguably, they had some options, right? I mean, they're just stealing a truck. Could have just let them steal the truck, or call the police and wait to see whether they steal the truck, versus when you've got no options already in your home. Now, that said, I 100% agree with all the commentators that have commented that Canada needs stand your ground laws, or more importantly, castle doctrine laws. Castle doctrine is essentially where your home is your castle. You're entitled to do whatever it takes to defend yourself. Once someone invades that home, essentially, you've got carte blanche to do whatever you feel you need to do, and you're not going to get charged. I think Canada needs a law like that. I'd love to see us have a law like that, but we don't. But that said, it's sad to see these sorts of things happen in Canada, but that's why it's very important for you to keep yourself informed as to the law. And we'll link in the show description some shows that you could watch. I did a two-parter back in the 30s. I forget exactly the episode numbers, but my man Richard will put that in the show description, where I went in detail what Canada's self-defense laws are currently. I think they could be improved, but they're not bad. Usually people do get acquitted. Granted, usually they're charged, unlike this case. But keep yourself informed. Always very important, but I think it's even more important as Canada continues to change. This video, of course, is not legal advice. If you have a situation, you need specific legal advice that's based on the specifics of your situation. You need to speak to a lawyer about that. If you want me to be that lawyer, my contact information is listed below. As always, we love to have suggestions. I mean, a question on X is what gave me the idea for this episode, so we're always happy to hear them. Can send show requests or questions to the email address listed below, or comment in the comment section, or tag us on social media. And speaking of social media, we'd ask you to follow us on there. If you found this video at all interesting, helpful, informative, please like the video, share it, subscribe, and follow us on social media.